to a preliminary report involving a 2 billion rand allegedly stolen from Eskom, which has been handed to the Special Investigating Unit for a further probe. City Press reporting that a network of ghost service providers claimed money from Eskom without doing any work. The money was channeled to companies with the help of Eskom officials over the past 3 years. So far, 3 officials have been implicated in the scandal. Joining us now to talk about the issues that surround finances at Eskom, we speak to Khayalethu Magaxa. He is the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises. Mr. Magaxa, thank you very much for your time. Firstly, does it astound you? Does it shock you that Eskom is reported to have lost 2 billion rand in basically services that have been ordered by the power utility but have not been rendered?
Thank you, Polly. In actual fact, it's not surprising if one follows and understands the nature of the squandering of Eskom's resources from previous years, which are also exposed at Eskom currently. Won't be surprised by the continuous revelation of the new information at our disposal. It's something that we'll consistently getting, because some of the taps that were open are still open because the individual or some of the individuals that were involved in opening those taps for corruption are still there. And they are not, it's not something easy to just switch on by a wink of an eye. Therefore, they will consistently be exposed. But what is important to me is that each and every revelation that comes, somebody is already suspended and an action has already been taken by the Group CEO and his board to deal with the matter.
I suppose when you talk about officials being held to account, you in part are referring to Soli Chitangano. That's the chief procurement officer who last week was announced to have been suspended. Your sense about whether or not the CEO there, Andre de Ruyter, has the handle over these matters? South Africans surely would not be expecting such huge amounts of money to be, again, reported to be squandered at Eskom, given what has happened in relation to the so-called state capture era.
But one has to also consider that Eskom is a huge entity. And also on top of that, there's been this consistent squandering of Eskom's resources for a long, long time. And the Group CEO won't be able for just once or within a short space of time be in a position to immediately stop everything, because stopping immediately, even if those individuals know that there is a new chief, it's not going to be easy for them to immediately stop, because stopping will also alarm. You know, therefore, some of them will be caught as time goes. It's not just going to be an immediate kind of thing. It's going to be a process to deal with those things. I don't expect him, because he's just appointed last year, everything is just going to stop immediately. He's going to be, as long as he's doing a clinical job, because my comfort is that each and every situation, somebody has already been held accountable or is being dealt with.
So your sense is that he is doing a commendable job in trying to root out the rotten elements within the institution?
Of course, to me, unless something I've not yet been exposed to me, I'm still comfortable. And I'm one of the people who support his efforts to deal with the situation. I still believe that he's doing a good job.
And he should remain. You have every confidence that Andre de Ruyter is doing a good job, and he is a man who's going to turn Eskom for the better.
Well, so if you want to discredit yourself from my eyes, you must call for his removal. Any person who's uncomfortable about that group CEO who has discovered and be able to save Eskom to a lot and expose a lot of damages to Eskom at this moment, and you want that person to be removed, you are already telling me something about yourself.
Yeah. So Lichitangano, that's the Chief Procurement Officer who's on suspension right now. Your thoughts around him and whether or not, his suspension is indeed justified, given that he is the man who's supposed to keep a handle on fraudulent activity, particularly when it comes to procurement processes?
Well, for now, because I don't have all the information at my disposal, all what I understand is that the group, the current executive led by the group CEO, including the board that is led by a professor, is doing a wonderful job. Therefore, to me, any person who's been finger-pointed by them now has to prove himself whether he is unfairly treated or not.
Yeah.
We do have system for anybody to prove himself.
Final question to you, Mr. Magaxa. The Eskom executives have come under fire in recent times over their failure to appear before SCOPA in Parliament, and the chair of that portfolio committee made no bones about him being very upset that Eskom is not the first time that the executives were meant to appear there and decided to snub that committee. Are you going to defend Andre de Ruyter and his team, and indeed the chairperson of the board, for their failure to appear? What do you know about their non-appearance before SCOPA?
Well, that doesn't come to my attention. I just know that they were expected in this last session. But on our side, because I don't want to speak on behalf of another committee, they have a leadership there. They've got their systems to engage the department or Eskom. If Eskom could not be able to pitch up, I don't know what is. But on our side, there was no stage, not even once, where we expected Eskom to come in to present something in our committee, and they failed to attend. Therefore, to me, I think between themselves and Eskom, they have to resolve that matter.
Right, Khayalethu Magaxa, that's the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises. Thank you very much for your time.